Yeah, I spit raps like a heart attack, fast fatal heart impact, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and past. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap.
Good morning, everybody. I already got the majority of this stuff unhooked. Yeah. And guys, I was running 4-aught cable into this Vital Power because that's all I had at the time. I didn't have no lugs for 2-aught. Yeah, dog just jumped back here and got mud on it. Then they were fighting. Yeah, them two were fighting. I had to grab new dog by his throat around the windpipe to get him off of the other. Yeah, it's the morning dog fight, whatever. But normally we had FI custom built cues in here, and we tried the Genesis Teams, which I have in Jangalang now, and they were louder than the FIs. The FIs got really loud. I had the FIs in here on this for a minute. A gate resistor popped in here, took out one FET. The amp still worked, just low power. Sent it to my buddy Mark, and he had to replace all the FETs because that one itty bitty gate resistor is like a 3-cent part. Yeah. But he did a good job. While this was being repaired, I just bought 2 of them little Audio Legion 1600s. Had one on each FI. And this car was surprisingly loud. But for sundown last year, I put the Team G2s in with this amp and a 45C Max. And it was like nice and loud. Louder than the Genesis. But these are dual 4, which puts the amp at 1 ohm. The other ones were dual 2, which put the amp at a 0.5 ohm, so a lot more power. But yeah, I was just kind of giving you an overview of what's in here. When I took the Teams out to put in there, okay, that was 2 of my 6. I just stuck regular Genesis back in here. We're getting ready to pull the Vital Power out. It's going to become a wall hanger. It's still a great amp, still works. I've had a lot of people offer to buy it, and what do you say, Deb?
Hell no.
She don't want to get up off of it. It's her amp. I basically got it for her, so she's like, no, I'm not getting rid of my Vital Power. But anyway, yeah, that's what I got going today. I'm gonna take all this out. I got to get under here to the C-Max, and I'm putting in the 2 DB Drive G7 5Ks. Each one's going to be at a 0.5 ohm, which is what DB Drive recommended I do on the DB Drive G7 15-inch subs, which I drool when I look at, guys. I drool when I look at them subs.
Yeah,
my God, they are beasts. But anyway, follow along. That's what we got going on today. Guys, I built this enclosure years ago. And sadly, well, when I built it, I just built it for 2 XFL 15s, so it's not double layered. But I did put like bracing where it would flex most, you know, like the double here and there. So it ain't a bad enclosure by no means. I mean, this thing did a 55 once. Consistently did like mid-high 54s. But guys, I'm gonna show you something. Here's why MDF is terrible. Look at how much this is just raised up. I'm literally gonna have to run a sander around here and like try to flatten this out. MDF is bad about doing this, but I hate MDF. I built it out of MDF because I got the MDF like super cheap at the time. They were like 5x5 pieces, and it's thicker than 3/4, but I believe it was like $3 a piece. Here it looks like it's swollen some. No, maybe not. That's where the 2 pieces are put together. That's just from this shit happening. But anyway, I'm not gonna put lag bolts back in it. I'm gonna put like a number 10 deck screw in there to hold the subs. That's what I've been using a lot here recently. This ain't the best looking box I've ever built because man, I was out of the game for many, many years, and I got jumped back in, and I built the Jeep wall. And this was like the second thing I built, so yeah, it wasn't the best cuts. I mean, it's sealed up good. Look at that. It's PL'd to death, guys, but for what it is, it worked fine. I just wanted to show y'all this bullshit that happens with MDF. It's probably one of the worst materials you can build a box out of. I know in the 90s, everybody's like, oh, MDF, MDF, MDF. No, fuck MDF. It's pretty much straight hot garbage water. But yeah, I'm gonna get to sanding on that. Back to what I was saying, guys. You can kind of see the areas that were just raised up super high. Like it was raised a lot. To be honest, it was raised so much it's probably causing issues with the sub ceiling, because these are extreme high spots. Now, I'm not saying if you have already fallen in to the old myth, I'm gonna call it a myth because that's all it is, from the 1990s, saying MDF is like superior material to build with, because Lord knows the forum group, not forums, the groups on Facebook, everybody recommends MDF. But it's just one of the issues here. Once you put a screw in it, it like bulges up. How I have fixed that today, and how you can fix it, every time you pull your sub out, go ahead and sand it down if it's raised up like that. I mean, I got a little Cobalt battery powered, 24 volt DA sander, and it knocked all of this down in less than 5 minutes. So I'm just saying, if yours if you happen to have issue with that, go ahead and sand it down before putting new subs in. Well, just one more look at this damn thing. The basket is so thick right here. I have never seen a sub basket that thick. Beautiful. Like everything on this subwoofer. Look at that coil. These bolts go all the way through to the bottom plate, so you can't get motor shift. God, this is a monster of a sub. Like four flat tensile leads. God. But anyway, we're getting ready to put it in. I just drool every time I see these, because that thing with 6 of these would just be so nasty. But they're an expensive sub, I'm not even gonna lie. But God, the Jeep would be nasty. And I've said it before, to those of you just now tuning into my channel, I did a full unboxing on this. The FS on this sub is 24.5. It is built to play lows. You can see the suspension is like not super overly tight. So they definitely like did a full break-in on the sub before they ran the TS parameters. Did it. English, Jerry, do you speak it? They did a full break-in, obviously, before they ran on DATs for the TSP parameters, is what I was going to say. But anyway, I'm going to get this bad boy in here, guys. That's all there is to it. I'm going to get it in so I can get the other one in, so I can, yeah. This is the only way I can put these in, is with the enclosure right here. Then I have to slide the enclosure all the way onto that back seat to get this board up, to get to the C-Max, to run the new power wires and other RCAs for the 2 amps versus the 1. Yeah, it's a lot of work today, guys. Bear with me. Right, YouTube people, we got one in. Look at that. It's so beautiful. God, I can't wait to hear this thing, because it just looks monstrous. Like, honestly, I would prefer to mount these subs inverted just to show off like the booty and everything, but
I'm sad that we can't.
Look at that surround, guys. That thing is such a monster. Yeah, let's get the other one in. One last peep of that booty before I just won't get to see it again until I pull the subs out. Yeah, that thing's a monster. And I know what some people are saying. Another just China build house off-the-shelf sub. Hell no. This thing has had a ton of research put into it. Some people said, oh, it's the same as the Def Bunch basket. yeah, you were saying, because it's quite a bit different. But I mean, yeah, this thing is awesome. God, them things look monster in there. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, these are probably the most monstrous subs I've ever had. Just because the surround and everything is so much bigger than it was on my Pride TV3s. Anyway, now for the hard part, because I had to push all of this back. And yeah, my mids and highs amps over here, which yeah, I've never really shown that in here, but it is one of the older, good built sound cubes. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, not Audio Cube, but right after they went Sound Cube. Anyway, and I've done this before in this car, but I got to get this box all the way back on top of that, just so I can pull up this cover, because my C-Max bank is under here in this car. Yeah, so anyway, when the wife gets back, that's what we're gonna do. But look at them, they look so awesome in there. Yeah, nothing to hide here, guys. Oh shit, that wore us out putting that up there, but we got it. This is literally what powers everything in the car. Got remote wire here, RCA's, and remember I say I have 4-aught ran to that damn man. I have monster ass 4-aught. So now I got to take these off and try to find 4 pieces of negative, 4 pieces of positive. But yeah, anyway, man, Billy did a good job building this battery. Like, look at all that. Damn, Billy Staples, you my homie. But yeah, it fits in here good in this spare tire well. I still have my spare tire tools. I mean, they ain't good for shit, but they're there, guys. I did have to notch this foam for, you know, I've had 2 amps in here before, so that power runs there. But yeah, it was a bitch getting that up there. It's so it's never been that heavy before. Like, them subs are pretty beast. But anyway, I can show you the mids and highs amp now. See, it's just an old Sound Cubed. I think it's a 90 before. It ain't super powerful. I'll be honest with you guys, it's not. But then again, it's only 90 before. I mean, you can't expect a whole lot from that. Yeah, she don't have built doors. She's got some DNF, CNF distribution 6.5s in the door. And I'm sure you've all seen the A-pillars up there that I built before. So anyway, I'm gonna get to work, guys. Okay, I just wanted to show you all this, but I do use a hammer crimper sometimes. But I did for like in-car stuff and whatever. I bought one of these cheap ass things on Amazon, and it works good, guys. I mean, you can see it's fully supporting that. If I can get back up here. Okay, so I want to get this out, loosen it, get that out of it. I'm fighting, guys. Deb's helping me. But anyway, we'll slide one of these Jerry Ain't Loud heat shrinks on this bad boy, and yeah, we get it. I'm just gonna show y'all my crimper. But for, man, guys on a budget, them hammer crimpers, I used them for years, and I mean, they're every bit as good as that thing. No cap. Just one quick thing I was gonna show you guys is these. These things are monsters. I've cut like 4-aught with these, and they were really cheap from Summit Racing. I bought these when I built my little drag radial streetcar, because all my fuel line was like -10, -12, and -8 braided steel line that has like the stainless steel braiding on it. And this is what you use to cut that, guys. And it really worked out well that I had bought them, because I think they were only like 20 bucks. And they cut this bigger wire like with ease all day. So pick yourself up a set of these. I mean, they're totally worth it. All right, look at that, guys. And these are really cool. They're just wire ferrules. You strip the wire back, you slide that on, you heat shrink it, and when you actually put it in and tighten the nut down, it pinches in so you don't get like frayed wire everywhere. They're relatively cheap, man. I know Sky High Car Audio has them.
G2 Dynamics has them.
I get them from G2 Dynamics, which they're cheaper. And I'm just going to put it out there, man. Paul sent me a whole bunch of lugs and these wire ferrules, and he got me the hookup on my own heat shrinks. But it said before, Paul does support, Paul at G2D Audio, he does support a lot of my videos and my YouTube channel and helps me with a lot of this stuff so I can keep making the content. So yeah, Paul at G2, he's got these damn ferrules, and they're really nice, guys. I'm not gonna lie, but you kind of have to put them on. It would be really hard to put them on wire that you've already like stripped down and had in your amp and stuff, but you could probably do it. But yeah, they're nice. Now, see guys, this is what I'm talking about. That looks clean. Yeah, I cut back just a little far on this. Yeah, this one here. I removed a little too much, but it's okay. That heat shrink got it. But that just looks nice and clean. So, onto this side with another amp. Found my 4-channel RCAs that were a little bit too short in my Jeep. Works perfect right there. So we got one amp in. We got another one to go right here. So yeah, I'm gonna take a quick break. I need to grab an adjustment tool to get in here to, basically we're gonna leave phase at 0, low pass filter. Yeah, we're gonna put it up a little bit. Usually I turn it all the way up and I control it through the radio. That bass boost, that stays all the way down. Subsonic in here, I'll bump it a nudge, but very little of a nudge. Actually 10 to 50 hertz, that's pretty nice. I can probably turn it like whatever 20 would be, you know. Either way, and then that gain, we got to turn it all the way down until we get ready to set the gains. So we already got it set on master because I'm not running them strapped. So anyway, ooh, my wife, she had this little straight clipping loud tool forever. She knew where it was at.
It matches my bill.
Low pass filter. We turn that up to about there. Bass boost always goes down, guys. Subsonic will go, ooh, just flatten it out like that. And then the gain, yeah, you can't even see nothing but my hand. That's kind of where I turn the subsonic to. Focus, come on iPhone, there you go. There you go, look at that. Anyway, break time and I'll be back. Okay, gentlemen, I do love the way these look. I really like just that simple engraved DB Drive G7 logo. But anyway, what I was gonna say is, not to toot my own horn, which, guys, if I could actually toot my own horn, I sure as hell wouldn't be doing YouTube videos, but I'd probably be on Pornhub. But anyway, look at how clean that look with them ferrules and the old Jerry Ain't Loud or Jang Lang heat shrink. I like it. It's smooth, good look. The 4-channel RCA that I had left over, really, it fit there great. I mean, I still got extra room. Looks clean. So now at this point, I need to get my multimeter out and set gains on these. Basically, read voltage of this one, read voltage of this one, up to clip light. And that's what I love. I love amps that have a clip light on them. But read some voltages, and at that point, you know, kind of get a baseline number. You know, here's how this kind of would work. Say, these are only 5Ks. Normally a 5K, you should only get 50, 60 volt maybe. But we're on higher voltage input, like the, you know, we average 15.5 in this car. I could put another diode in and get closer to 16, but we're not doing that right now. Anyway, I'm looking for like 75-ish volts at each amp. That'd be a great, just, you know, that's like 7K. Will these amps do it? I have no doubt in my mind that they're capable of doing that. The reason being is they're a Korean SNI built 5K, but with this really small footprint and this design, I know that it's basically the same internal amplifier as the DS18 Hooligan KO amplifiers. They're, you know, they were the first to really kind of have S&I design that small footprint, big Korean power chassis, and then, you know, DD jumped on it, and now DB drive. Really good amps, though. I mean, I've got more out of the amps than that than most people get out of Salt 8Ks. I don't think I've seen a Salt bust into the 14K mark yet from an 8K. So, they could have, I don't know, but I mean, I've done it. I'm getting Salt power for like $1,800 less per amp. Yeah. Not bashing Sundown. It's just, you're basically paying for that name. But these will hold their own against Sundowns all day. I mean, I'm not a Sundown hater. I like all brands, as you can tell. Just these, I have high hopes for these things. TS parameters are beautiful on them. But anyway, guys, I need to quit talking and get the rest of this hooked up, because I still got to get speaker wires on there. I got to get RCA signal to these, which means I need to put a distribution box on. I'll show you what I got on the back of this thing. Don't laugh at my wiring. There's my RCA cable going to them 2 amps. Here is the one coming, oh shit, from the front. Yeah, it's really long. And this is power distribution bars that I took thick aluminum and drilled and tapped. Yeah, I bought that shit cheap and drilled and tapped it. They've been in here forever. But I need to put RCA distribution box here so I can have 1 in, double out. Let's get on with it. You know, I'll be representing. I just ain't got it on the black Jeep yet, because I'm doing all flat black logos. But we have turned it on. We have not turned it up, guys. It is, I think it's going to be impressive as hell. We just got to go test. But before we can really go test, we got to figure out what we're going to do with Saint and Dog over there. Where you can see Saint and Dog. Anyway, I did get the gain set, and as I was predicting, at about 78 volts AC output, I got a little bit of clip light flash. This one, I had it up over 80 and there was nothing. Like no clip light at all. Amps are like that, guys. They're, you know, some are more powerful than others. It happens out of the same batches. But that's still way more than what you would expect from a 5K probably. Anyway, what I'm getting at is I wound up setting this one at 75.2, and I messed with this one forever, and the closest I get it is 75.3. Is that 10th gonna make a whole lot of difference? No. It's center port. I mean, if this sub put out a little more, it's not gonna really affect that one a whole lot because of this big ass port being in the way. It's just, you know, I wouldn't want to be like, you could probably be a vote off and not get much difference, but when you start getting into like 3, 4, 5 votes, then yeah. But anyway, it looks smooth, and I've never had this here before. I had to put a little strip of wood here. The wife drives like damn Jeff Gordon, so she'd take off hard in this car, and I could hear the box slide back and smack an amp, and then she'd be like braking, you know, like she's a NASCAR, and I could hear the box slide forward. So right now it is touching the back of the seats. Plenty of clearance for the distribution box that I put in. It's not touching the RCAs. The seats angle, a lot of room down there. And I went ahead and screwed this little board down so it can't come back. So overall, I say it's a pretty clean looking install. God, it didn't take me but a couple hours to change all this out, which is great. Yeah, now all we need to do is test, guys. But hell, peep that. I love the look of these things. It just looks so monstrous. But yeah, we got to go test. Okay, yes, they hair trick straight out the box. First turn on. Probably need to go through a little bit of a break-in session with them. Like I said, they're not a super stiff sub, but they're brand new out the box. Just did a little test there to see if it would hair trick. Yes, it hair tricked. Not super great. Deb has like really thick hair too. It's hard to get her hair moving.
And it's wet from sweat.
But it moved it good. I should have put the clip in there. Anyway, that was volume 32. We set the gain at 35. I'm not gonna lie, like everybody's like, I was only half knob. No, I had the knob turned all the way up, but I was way down, you know, on volume for where I set the gain.
And voltage.
Yeah, and we started out at like 15.2 volts. The voltage was dropping down to like 14.6. I know that's not a lot, but I shouldn't have been clipping there, and that's kind of why I don't never turn up to where I set the gain at, because you drop voltage, you're automatically gonna clip, guys. But we're gonna do a couple more little songs here and see how it goes. So that's pretty much gonna conclude this video. Everything looks great in here. I'm happy with the way it turned out. I'm happy with the way the subs are performing. Good little smell in the port. I smelled them like first turn on when we really turned it up and left it on for a minute. Probably nothing more than, you know, the epoxy on the coil gassing off. We turned it up a couple times after that. Played it, you know, pretty loud on the way home. Nothing. No smell at all. Yeah, and remember, sand down that old MDF, because that's terrible. It's what I expected, guys. I'm not gonna say like it like blew me away, because I expected it to be loud. You know, I mean, just looking at the subs, I know the amps, they're S&I Korean, so I knew they were gonna do the power. They're wired at a half. I mean, it's everything, you know, I mean, I had high expectations going into this, and yes, it met it. Just looking at the subs, I knew they were gonna be beefy. I'm not 100% sure how long the break-in period on these is going to be. They're still, you know, like I said, they wasn't super tight out of the box, but they'll probably get windier and louder as time goes on with it. There's a lot of power on them. Only issue we really had is I need to put another diode in here, because, you know, it was giving me fits with that smart charge bullshit. It wasn't even the smart charge. It was one of them stupid knobs you get that takes place of a diode that's adjustable. I pretty much wouldn't recommend them to anybody. You know, I was trying to use it to fine tune the voltage in here, because when you run diodes and stuff like that, usually in the mornings you get higher voltage than what you want to charge. When I took that stupid knob out, the voltage stayed stable. So now I just need to put another diode in, because it's only hitting like 15.5 max. If I can get this thing charging 15.7 or 15.8, then we can play it like without it dipping into 14s at all. But yes, DB Drive, you guys did great on this new line of equipment. I definitely see the amplifiers. You know, right now, I think the biggest they make are these 5Ks. I know the amplifiers would be top contenders, because the DS18 HKOs are. They're right up there with the best of the amps you can get, you know. I know a lot of people don't like that statement because it's DS18, but no bullshit. I mean, they've proven themselves, especially in my build and Deb's. So I know the G7 amps, I know they're going to be phenomenal. These subs, I mean, you guys like nailed it. These are Def Bont Sundown DC audio level subs. I'd say they'll compete with any of them. So, and y'all know, guys, I'm not a nut hugger for brands. The only thing I got left to do is slap a G7 sticker right there and maybe one on the windshield. Why? I mean, I know some people don't like stickers because they're like, it's advertising, get your shit stolen. Well, I mean, yeah, but the Team Ain't Loud is also advertising, guys. But as always, guys, that's going to wrap this video up. Peace out, and as always, bass on.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never